Hello everyone! Welcome once again to Brandao Collection. Today we're going to take a look on everything that you need to know about Star Wars Celebration 2022. So stick around here and we'll take a look at everything that you need to know. Jumping right into things, today I thought it would be exciting to take a look at Star Wars Celebration 2022, which is actually happening very soon, starting on May 26th until May 29th, 2022 in Anaheim, California at the Anaheim Convention Center. Now, this event was originally supposed to happen in 2020, but of course, with all of the world events that we know of, things kept getting pushed, and it finally landed on Memorial Day weekend of 2022. So we're getting closer and closer to the event, so I wanted to spend some time and go over everything that you need to know when it comes to Star Wars Celebration. So whether this be the first time that you've ever attended an event just like this, or whether it be the 100th convention that you've ever attended, there are some different nuances when it comes to Star Wars Celebration, and there are some tips and tricks that I can provide and let you know to make your experience better, especially if this is the first time, and some things maybe you didn't know about in the past. So we'll spend some time taking a look at the basics of the event. We'll take a look at the guests that are going to attend the event, and we're going to talk about some things around the event itself that you need to know to make your experience the best that it could possibly be. So if you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, hit that bell notification to be notified when we post new videos. So what we're going to do now is we'll jump over and talk a little bit more about Star Wars Celebration. So just a little backstory on Star Wars Celebration. So the first Star Wars Celebration was held in 1999 as a celebration, as the name entails, of the release of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. And then from there was a celebration for each of the Star Wars prequel films, and then once the prequel films were done, they were a little bit more spread out when it comes to having these individual events. Now, of course, they were held by Lucasfilm prior to Disney purchasing Lucasfilm, and then once Disney purchased Lucasfilm, the first event that was run by Disney was Celebration Europe, that was in Germany, and then ever since, Disney's been running this event. And then a few years ago, ReedPop, who also runs New York Comic Con, C2E2, and so forth, they partnered with Lucasfilm to run this event. Now, my personal first celebration that I went to in person was Star Wars Celebration in Chicago back in 2019, but I had been following Star Wars Celebration ever since I was a kid. It was something that I always dreamed of going to, being such a big Star Wars fan, and I was really excited to go to Celebration Chicago, and I have extremely fond memories of that event, and I was really looking forward to attending the show again in 2020, but of course the world changed and things kept getting pushed. But now we're only a few weeks away, as of this recording, from attending another Star Wars Celebration. I'm excited to attend again, to see friends, also go as part of a family vacation, since this event is actually happening right across the street from Disneyland in Anaheim, California. So mix together Star Wars with one of my favorite places on the earth to go to, and it's going to be a fantastic time. So what we're going to do first is we're actually going to jump over and take a look at some of the guests that are going to be attending the event. Once we take a look at those guests, we're going to talk a little bit about the health and safety requirements, and we're going to talk a little bit of some other things that you need to know. So let's jump over and take a look at what guests are going to be attending Star Wars Celebration in 2022. As we're jumping into what guests will be attending Celebration this year, I'm actually going to start with the celebrities that were actually the first ones to be announced once they did start announcing a few months ago. And the first three that were announced were Anthony Daniels, who of course is C-3PO in all of the Star Wars films, Ashley Eckstein, who was Ahsoka Tano in all of the Star Wars animated series, and Ian McDiarmid, who is the Emperor Palpatine in both the original trilogy, the prequels, and in The Rise of Skywalker. So these were some great initial guests that were announced. They are celebrities that do attend usual conventions. They have a lot of other convention appearances happening this year other than Star Wars Celebration, but they are integral pieces of all of the different trilogies and important events throughout the history of Star Wars, so it is great to see them attending this event. The next guest we're going to talk about, starting with Giancarlo Esposito, who plays Moff Gideon on The Mandalorian. Of course, he's also known from Breaking Bad. You also have Daniel Logan, who played young Boba Fett in Attack of the Clones and in the Clone Wars animated series. And then you have Jonas, who I'm not going to pronounce his last name in fear of butchering it, who played Chewbacca in both the sequel films and in Solo: A Star Wars Story. So great to have these additions to the guest lineup. Next, we have some people that actually go together. We have D. Bradley Baker, who is the voice of all of the clones on the Clone Wars, especially one of my favorites, Captain Rex. And then to go along with him, you have Michelle Ang, who plays Omega in The Bad Batch, who, with D. Bradley Baker and her, they pretty much make up the entire cast of that show. And then other than them, you have Amy Allen, who played Ayla Secura in the Star Wars prequel films. Bringing ourselves around to some more guests from The Mandalorian, we start off with Katie Sackhoff, who is Bo-Katan in both The Mandalorian and in Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. Then we have Carl Weathers, who plays Greef Karga. You also know him, of course, as Apollo Creed from Rocky. And then we have Emily Swallow, who plays the Armorer in both The Mandalorian and her little bit of time on the Book of Boba Fett. Next, we have some more guests that are from the Clone Wars and Rebels and The Mandalorian. We have Sam Witwer, who was the voice of Darth Maul in the Clone Wars, Rebels, and a little bit of time there in Solo: A Star Wars Story. Then we have Matt Lanter, who plays Anakin Skywalker in all the animated projects. And then we have Katie O'Brien, who played an Imperial officer with Moff Gideon in The Mandalorian. Outside of actors from the Star Wars series, we have some guests that are from the history of Lucasfilm, specifically Steve Sansweet, who is the executive chairman and founder of Rancho Obi-Wan. He has the Guinness World Record of the largest Star Wars collection in the world. And then we also have Doug Chiang, who is the Lucasfilm vice president and executive creative director. He has been a part of Lucasfilm since the prequels and is an integral part of how the prequels look, all the way up to creating the look of the Disney Plus shows as well. There are also going to be some literary guests of people who have wrote different Star Wars books over the years. We specifically have Claudia Gray, Justina Ireland, Daniel Jose Older, Kevin Scott, and Charles Soule. So if you are a big reader of all things Star Wars, one of these authors are probably going to be one of your favorites when it comes to stories that they've written over the years when it comes to the canon of Star Wars. Some other big announcements made to the guest list for Celebration, starting off with Billie Lourd, who is the daughter of Carrie Fisher. She also played Lieutenant Connix in the Star Wars sequel films. And then we also have Kelly Marie Tran, who played Rose Tico in both The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. The exciting thing about both of these guests is that this is the first time that they are doing photo ops and signings at a convention. Now, they've been at previous celebrations in promotion for the new films coming out and other types of events going on, but this is a great opportunity. Biggest thing to keep in mind is that both of them are only attending the event on Sunday. So if you are attending the event, if you are there on Sunday, that's going to be the only day that you're going to be able to get a chance to meet both of these actresses when it comes to Star Wars Celebration. Two other guests are Omid Abti, who played Dr. Pershing on The Mandalorian, and we have Dickie Beer, who was one of the stuntmen for the original Star Wars trilogy, specifically doing stunts for Boba Fett in Return of the Jedi. As we're wrapping things up of the guest list for 2022, we have a few other people here. First off, we have Margot Apostolos, who played a Ewok in Return the Jedi. We have Jet Lucas, who is the real-life son of George Lucas. He also was in Star Wars Episode 3. We have Orly Shoshan, who played Shaak Ti in the prequel films. We have Kevin Thompson, who played an Ewok in Return the Jedi. We have Tim Rose, who most famously played Admiral Akbar. And then we have Carrie Jones, who is a new addition to Star Wars. He played Black Chrysanthemum in the Disney Plus show, The Book of Boba Fett. And then, of course, we save the best for last, the big one, the holy grail of all the guests that are attending on the weekend of Star Wars Celebration, and that is Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan Kenobi from the prequel films, and of course the upcoming Obi-Wan Kenobi show on Disney Plus. He will be attending both on Friday and Saturday of the event, and this will actually be the first convention that he has ever attended to do photo op and autograph opportunities. He was signed up to do a couple different shows over the last 2 years, but each of those shows that he was signed up for got canceled due to COVID. So thankfully, he is able to attend Celebration, so now he can actually meet his fans, and we have this wonderful opportunity. As of this recording, he is completely sold out for both his autographs and his photo ops, and he was the first celebrity to do that out of everybody that we've gone through. So very excited to see not just him there for a photo op, but also be able to see if he shows up for any of the panels that are talking about the upcoming events and movies and shows going on when it comes to Star Wars. Now, if you are planning on attending Star Wars Celebration, and you are planning on going ahead and purchasing either a photo op opportunity or an autograph, the thing that I highly recommend is purchasing either one of those things before you actually attend the event. And by doing that, that gives you that peace of mind, that knowledge that you already have that ticket in hand, you've already purchased that. That way, when you get to the day of the event that you're attending, you're not worrying about that particular celebrity selling out and not being able to get that photo op or autograph. Now, what we're on and what we're looking at right here is the epicphotoops.com website, specifically the Star Wars Celebration Anaheim 2022 page, and it has a list of all of the guests that are attending the event that weekend. So you can go and click on the specific person that you're looking to meet and purchase either that photo op or autograph. As you can see here, Ewan McGregor is completely sold out for both his photo ops and his autograph. Right now, he's the only one that is sold out as of this recording. So that way, like I said, I recommend going through here, looking at these different celebrities and picking which one you do want to meet and having that purchased prior to going. And it's extremely easy to do that. The way to do it is once you're here on this page, you can actually specify and filter based on which days you are actually attending the event. So let's say, for example, I'm only attending on Friday, so I can click Friday. That way, it will only show me the guests that are going to be there on Friday. So I can go through, check to see which guests are going to be there on Friday. Once I take a look at that, I can then go through, find that person, and click on their page. So let's say, for example, you want to meet Anthony Daniels, who played C-3PO. So I can click on his image, and it's going to bring me to his page. And on that page, it will give me the options for both the photo op and the autograph and any other additional options that that celebrity may be offering. And you can see it will show you which days they are attending the convention, and you can pick a specific time. Now, right now for him, it shows as TBD, but as we get closer to the event, not just for Anthony Daniels, but for everybody else, there will be a schedule released by Celebration, so you know specifically exactly what times they're signing, what times they're doing photo ops. But for now, you can just purchase the specific day that you do want to meet him. So let's say I want to go on Friday and I want to get an autograph. So I can click on Friday, have that selected. Now I can just add this to cart, or for this celebrity, I have the ability to, for an additional $80, have the ability for him to write a quote on the piece that I'm getting signed. Some celebrities may charge you extra for something like that, or you may have that included as part of the full price of the autograph. Now, if you want that quote, you can check that off and it will add that additional cost. If you don't want the quote, if you just want his name signed there, you can just click add to cart and then add it in there and then pay for it, what is your preferred way of paying for that autograph. And the same thing applies for anybody else that you're purchasing through this website. So pretty simple, but like I said, I highly recommend this. That way, not only do you have that peace of mind of knowing you already have a ticket for somebody that might sell out later, but also it allows you to be smart with your budgeting. So that way you already have that money put into it before you even show up to the event. So that way you have more money in your pocket when you're walking around the show floor or any other spontaneous things that might happen while you're enjoying your time at Star Wars Celebration. So you already have that put aside. You already have that paid for, so you can go forward and be comfortable with any other purchases you're making during your time at Star Wars Celebration. Another big piece of Star Wars Celebration, especially depending on what you're going for at any convention, not just Celebration, but a big piece of it is the panels that are held throughout the entire weekend. So here we are actually on the specific panel page for Star Wars Celebration, and you can go through and find each of the individual panels that are happening from Thursday to Sunday. You can go through, and on the left side, you can filter by which specific day. You can filter by different tags on what that panel is about. As you scroll down even more, you can go into different categories, and you can even go by the location on where that panel is being held. Now, when it comes to the major panels, the big ones that everybody wants to see and everybody wants to attend, you're going to be looking at the Celebration stage, you're going to be looking at the Twin Sun stage, and you're going to be looking at the Galaxy stage. So those are going to be the ones that are going to have your major gigantic panels. Now, of course, that doesn't take away from some of the amazing panels that are held in some of the smaller rooms, the smaller stages. So keep an eye out and go through here. You're going to find panels that are not just run by Lucasfilm, but you're going to find panels that are run by fans just like you. So you're going to find different podcast recordings. You're going to find different Star Wars YouTubers having panels and going over different things that they've learned recently about Star Wars, about the experience of being at Star Wars Celebration. You can see here there's ones that are specific to the Disney theme parks. There's ones that are specific to the music of Star Wars, the art of Star Wars. Anything you can possibly think of, there probably is a panel about it when it comes to anything and everything Star Wars related. So go through here and see what dates and times these panels are being held and see if it fits within your schedule. Just sit down, join one of these, and you never know, you might learn something incredible that you never knew before. No matter how big or how small you are of a Star Wars fan, you can go through there and check all these pieces. So this is all available and up on StarWarsCelebration.com for you to take a look at. When it comes to attending the most sought after of the panels for the entire weekend of Star Wars Celebration, the way that they are going at it this year is the same way they did back in Chicago in 2019, and they're using a virtual panel selection option. So what that does, it allows anybody who has a ticket to Celebration to enter a random drawing that will gain you admission to the first panel of each of the days of Celebration, any of the events that are happening on the Celebration stage, the Galaxy stage, and the Twin Sun stage. So those are going to be the stages that have the biggest, most sought after panels. That's where you're going to find your panels about the Mandalorian, any of your reunion or anniversary events, and any of those really, really big ones where the big celebrities or behind the scenes people might show up to. Those are going to happen on those stages. So that's what's going to be involved as part of this virtual panel selection. Now, as we get closer to the event itself, Celebration will release additional information and instructions on how to enter into this panel selection. So keep an eye out for that. That way you can enter in for both yourself and for any other tickets that are purchased as part of your original order. So that way anybody who's part of your order can be entered at the same time, and if you all get it, you can all attend that virtual panel. So keep an eye out for that, especially if you do want to attend these big panels during Star Wars Celebration. Another thing that is returning from the previous Star Wars Celebration is the Lightspeed lane. So what that is, it is a reservation process that allows for anybody who has a ticket to reserve a time slot to enter the official Star Wars Celebration store and for other events and reserved seating. Now, in order to get that Lightspeed lane reservation, you do need to access either the website or the Star Wars Celebration mobile app starting at 9 o'clock in the morning Pacific time on each of the individual days of the event. Now, as long as your badge is activated to attend the event, you will be able to enter in the ability to get a Lightspeed lane reservation. They do go very, very quick. They are on a first come, first served basis, and they're not going to be available to everybody. So you want to make sure that you jump on there exactly even a few minutes before, I would recommend, before 9 o'clock Pacific time. That way, if you are looking to gain that time slot access to jump the line and get into the store to get those very sought after merchandise or even attend certain reserved seatings for different panels and so forth, I recommend keeping an eye on that on each of the individual days that you are attending. A big thing to keep in mind for anybody who is attending Star Wars Celebration this year is you want to make sure that you know exactly what the health and safety requirements are in order for you to attend the event. They are not going to let you attend the event if you don't follow these requirements that have been put in place. Now, of course, as we all know over the last few years, a lot of these requirements and a lot of these different rules have been kind of a moving target. So it's very possible that these rules and regulations change after this recording. But as of right now, wanted to just show you what the requirements are so that you have that information available. So that way you have all of that taken care of and you don't have any extremely frustrating situations once you actually get to the convention center. So here on the website, they do state what the current rules are. And the first entry requirement is they do require either, so it's just one of these things, they either need proof of full vaccination or a negative PCR test. So you just need one of those items, not both, just one. So if you have your vaccination card stating that you got your full vaccination, you can use that card to gain entry to the event. Now, if you are not vaccinated, you can still enter the event, but you do have to provide a negative PCR COVID-19 test. So you want to keep that in mind, that if you are not vaccinated, you want to make sure that you have that in place and you have a test scheduled prior to attending the event to make sure you have it in time to show as you're entering the convention center. Now, other than providing one of those two things, everybody, no matter what type of vaccination status you have, everybody must wear an approved face covering at this time. So that includes all of your time inside of the convention center. So keep that in mind. No matter what your vaccination status may be, everybody is required to wear a mask at this time. Now, other than providing your vaccination card to gain entry, they also are going to be using the Clear system, as you can see here, which allows you to download an app on your phone, whether that be iPhone or Android, and you can put your vaccination card on as a digital form, so that way you can just show that digital vaccination card instead of carrying around the actual physical card, and they can accept that as a way to gain entry to the event. So if you don't want to carry around that physical card, I do highly recommend using the Clear system. I used it both at New York Comic Con and at C2E2 in Chicago last year, and that was the best way. It's extremely quick and fast for you to use that. Just show them the confirmation on the app, and that will allow you to gain access as quickly as possible to the event and follow all those rules that they have in place for health and safety. If you do want to learn more about what they're doing within the convention center and when it comes to the whole weekend of Star Wars Celebration, when it comes to health and safety and everything surrounding COVID-19, I do highly recommend you jump onto the safety guideline page on StarWarsCelebration.com so you can see these frequently asked questions, some more information about how things are going, what's currently in place, so that way you can check those information, have once again that peace of mind, and gather more information directly from that source. One of the great things that I know ReedPop, who is one of the partners for this event, I know that they have specific team members that are just focused on knowing everything when it comes to the health and safety requirements. So if you are needing some more information and you are looking for some clarification on things, you can always walk up to one of those team members during the event and ask some questions, and they'll be happy to help you. I've always had a pleasant experience with working with those team members if I ever did have questions, whether it be this topic or anything else when it comes to your time at those conventions. So that's all the things that you're going to need to know on a basic level when it comes to attending Star Wars Celebration this year. Of course, whatever way that you want to make up your schedule, whichever things are your priority is up to you and of course the people that you're going to the event with. But this is just a way to give you an idea on things to keep an eye out for, best ways to figure out your schedule, know exactly what's happening throughout the weekend so you know exactly what to look for, where to gather that additional information, and of course, have the best time that you possibly can. And it's everything Star Wars. You're going to be with people who love the same thing as you, and it's a great positive community of everybody, and you're going to make friends. And I recommend making friends because then that way you have an even better time on top of all the amazing things that the event has planned already for everybody to attend and be a part of. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like it, subscribe to our channel, hit that bell notification to be notified when we post new videos. If you enjoyed this video, let us know in the comments below. I had a great time putting this together, so if there's any other tips and tricks that you would like to learn when it comes to different upcoming conventions, collecting different types of things, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to put those things together and share with you, the collecting community. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, keep on collecting, and also, may the Force be with you.